To begin with, I would like to invite Sharma ji if you can share the why behind this business, the why behind the product, and also why are we doing this event today, and how this can help the people that are attending it.
Yeah, so
Sir.
thank you everyone who has joined this HimGra Saturday for You third event. And the event is evolving slowly by slowly, like this critique has emerged out. And the HimGra Saturday for You is basically you is the important in bold. That you means the all people who are related with the sustainable fashion, who are interested in reducing the carbon footprint of the fashion industry, whether they are consumers, whether they are studying in the colleges, whether they are consumers, or whether they are in the field of sustainable fashion. So what happened, we are when we are working, we are telling lot of things during that our journey, but how people feel about it, what is at their interest, what they wanted about the sustainability, the fashion. That event is for them basically to hear from them. And since it is evolving slowly, and in earlier two sessions, we are having one sessions about the HimGra, this Himalayan grass, which we call the HimGra, and second session about the different product like yarn and the fabrics. Then as the different brands have very much money powers, they can tell people what they wanted to do. In the HimGra League of Sustainable Fashion Brands are the brands who are working with the Himalayan grass. So this event planned for the brands who are in the ready to wear, those who offer you to feel what HimGra is there. Because when we are working with the brands, they have long value chain, and we don't know who is using the HimGra fabric final product. And lot of our followers and say, Sharma ji, Mr. Sharma, you have done the product, we haven't seen, we can't feel it. Then the brands like Crazy Flower, B77, Nivora, Floris has come out, who are offering ready to wear. And we are happy that you are also joining Mishri Jain with the 80% soon to be launched brand in this league, Sustainable League of Fashion Brands. And Crazy Flower Studio is a brainchild of Rochna Devi, who is the NIFT graduates. And little bit I am give to the Mishri Jain about the telling about the HimGra Saturday for You, the essence of the event. And now you can invite Rochna Devi to tell about Crazy Flower.
Super. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that great introduction. I think the innovation that has been discovered and that comes from Himalayan grass is very important, should be scaled. I'm about to get access to this for the first time, so I'm very excited personally. But I'm excited to see how this scales. Rochna, it's lovely to meet you. And for the other people here, I'll give a quick introduction, but I'll let you introduce yourself properly. Rochna has a master's in knitwear, and we can see already she's made several strides in the space of sustainable fashion to reduce the carbon footprint, to create products that are slower, that last long time, using fabrics that are good for the planet is so important. And Rochna, it's really an honor to meet you and hear from you and learn what are the ways in which you have incorporated, what are the things you've learned along the way. But just to start with, I would like to know what got you here. If you could tell us a little bit about your background and how this came to be.
Yeah, hi. For information, I'm a Catholic. So, so sorry for this too. And thank you for setting up this. I'm looking forward to let you let all the people what I do or I practice on. So after so after finishing that, actually finished that, I completed my master's already. And I got back at HimGra and I always wanted to have a blog. Obviously, it was a good experience. I've always wanted to be sustainable and wanted to, have natural fibers because the knitwear industry in India is really fascinating. And people really don't know the difference between wool or polyester or any other natural fibers available in the market. And just giving a scope and a chance to explore and educate people and to explore more in this area. So hence that's how I started using natural fibers. And I met Shweta in 2020, right? Just when he left the college, and I started working this for him, and that's when I got to know about this HimGra fiber, and I was completely amazed about its the fiber or technicality or the hollowness of the fiber and how it is very useful for both in summers and in the winters, So because there are certain fibers which are suitable only for certain seasons. So for example, wool is where a year long, but whereas the HimGra is really a plus point because since because of its match technical, which is it has its hollowness in the fiber, which allows the air, to go by and get comfortable. Like it gives you cool summer and warm winter. I think it's the best fiber or yarn or thing, to be used in a country like India because we are a very tropical country and we never know how the weather is going. Especially in Bangalore, where my children is. Like, obviously, the weather is very unpredictable. Sometimes it's really rainy and then you remember. So, I think it's very best suitable fiber for Bangalore and all over as well. So, that's how I thought, using this fiber will also allow me to explore my sensibilities. Explore myself in a sustainable area as well as also to reduce the carbon footprint and be one among the others which can also use keep the resources of the earth clean and all of that together basically. So that's the whole intent of why I started using natural fibers and how I came this whole scene. Your voice.
I'm on mute, so sorry. Yeah, I was going to say you answered all my questions, I think, in the first one only. But that is extremely interesting. In fact, even for me, I'm learning more about the wonders of this fabric. Something I talk about very often is, the many innovations, they come from abroad and they come to India and we just execute it. But actually, the indigenous जो हमारे पास fabrics है, grass है, crops है, और कभी-कभी जो waste है, we can use it and create such incredible products out of it that are suitable for our climate, like you said. Year round in a city like Bangalore, in a country like India, where you have to, मतलब Bombay में तो एक ही season है, but things should be comfortable throughout. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, one more point. Even if you are in Mumbai, you can definitely use a fabric because it's the shape of the fabric that has to be awesome. Like if I have to wear a t-shirt from like from the tank top, that's the only difference is required. So beauty of the fiber and the fabric and the yarn. It has a lot of, what do you say, uh, advantages more than cons.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've heard of many things. I'm learning so much. I'm a fashion novice myself, not as informed and well aware of things as well. So it's very exclusive to me. I am learning that hollow fibers make it more suitable to the weather. They keep you warm when it's colder and cool when it's warmer. It's obviously, we all know that it's better for the planet and it's reducing your carbon footprint. Um,
So
and
one
you're
thing, Mishri, I want to add here that although number of brands are working with the Himalayan grass fibers and fabrics, so I have first opted to midway to introduce this crazy flower knits basically. So I have purposefully selected knits to first because knits are more suitable, more eco-friendly than the woven fabric. Right? So ultimately, our aim of Discrete UK and the sustainable fashion to reduce maximum carbon footprints. So it's one part is the fiber, the raw material, and second part is the your processing, how you are processing your fabric or garments, and third is the how you are disposing.
absolutely.
So sustainability has three parts basically. One is the raw material, second is the process, third how you are using and disposing it. So first part is taken care of the Discrete UK that the fiber Himalayan grass is sustainable than other fibers, reducing the carbon footprint. And second part is taken care by the crazy flower that knits they are using by the hand knits. So the processing footprint like which is in the woven fabrics are more, you have high speed machines running on the electricity, and running in the electricity means you are again emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere in terms of the power being generated by the coals in India maximum. So knits are therefore more suitable. And third is the after uses that knits taking little care in comparison to woven fabrics. In woven fabric you need to every time press it. You are pressing it, consuming the electricity, then again adding to the carbon footprint emission. So it's a holistic approach we are going that ultimately we tend to reduce it zero. Then third is the after use. After use, since the HimGra is biodegradable, it again ends into the earth and in fact providing nutrient to the earth to become its more fertile. So in that way all three aspects of sustainability like raw material, the process and the after uses are taken care in if you are using the knits. But comes big when it sees the affordability, because if it is affordable then it only makes sustainable. Otherwise it's very good, very nice, having zero carbon footprint, but unless people are using it, then comes woven fabric into the picture. Okay, we are aiming to go zero. Those who can afford knits, very well, they pioneer the champions of reducing the total carbon footprint. But again, those who have little, then they can go for the woven fabric.
Absolutely.
So
you bring up a very interesting point, and thank you for sharing. Actually, sustainability is a holistic approach, and I believe you have to get better in each approach. I have a few questions that are coming up in my head. I would also like to tell anybody in the audience that if you have questions, you can put it in the chat. I will be alert on the chat and make sure I ask people. Or you can just raise your hand and feel free to ask Rochna or Sharma sir directly. But if it's okay, I would like to start with the first question. I wanted to ask one feedback we've heard about clothing that is made sustainably with fabrics is that affordability, which Sharma sir brought up, but also the care that you have to give. You cannot machine wash it. It's hand wash only, and you have to be very very careful about it. So how can we shop products like Crazy Flower Studio is producing and make sustainable, ethical choices, but also recognizing that people who are, but make it accessible in the convenience factor.
Yeah, Rochna, are you answering or I should answer? It is related to you.
You can start from Jackie.
So it's a convenience and basically. So Rochna is in Bangalore and the world of the mobile phone. It's just a click you can reach and feel the fabric. And moreover, what I heard, Crazy Flower is doing the customized knits basically, not the regular productions. And that is also one thing that we are not making inventories. If you are making inventory, again you are adding carbon footprint to the environment. So it's each and every step you are a little bit conscious. And second, once I like to answer, have a question about the affordability, like to address. That you first check out what is your the wardrobe cost. That directly related with your carbon footprint, whatever you are using. So if you are reducing the carbon footprint, want to reduce it to 80%, then can you afford a 20% higher product at the same carbon footprint? Got it? Not.
Correct.
So you can increase your affordability by reducing the consumption. So if you are reducing the consumption, then your carbon footprint is less. And instead of reducing the consumption cost, at the same cost, now you can take the better garment who are having the less carbon footprints in the atmosphere. And Mishri Jain, can you see the Sneha has some questions in between?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just saw Sneha has a question, but just before that, Rochna, anything to add?
As Sarmati said that you can definitely contribute and since it's actually having a document written also, so there's a limited amount of everything just studies. You said it to the users, for example, for example, you have and so obviously I will reuse the so nothing on studio goes waste basically. Okay, so yeah, that's all.
Super. No, I think the ethos is very clear. Sneha's question is, what is sustainable fashion and what is not? Just plain and simple.
Yeah, that is good thing, and most of the people are struggling to find out that what is the sustainable fashion. So I part it first is the fashion, then the sustainable. Fashion means your choice to be looking different than other people, by way of your clothing. That's the simplest definition which I got. And when comes clothing, then your clothing should be sustainable to the people who make it first. Means they are getting the remuneration as per their labor. They are not being exploited in the industry. So it is sustainable to people who make it. Then it is sustainable to people to wear it, those who are using it. It should be good for them, means comfortable for them. And third is that it is sustainable to the environment. Means when we say about the environment, it is not harming the nature, It is not harming the water, it is not harming the air, and not harming the earth. So all three aspects, the water, earth and air, should not be harmed by way of the disposal and by way of the using. And the fourth dimension brings into it that it is sustainable to people who produce it. That they get the value of the product what they are offering to the customer. So, if you are making a sustainable garment other than cotton and selling at the cost of cotton, then ultimately you are not sustainable. Because by way of the for the sake of competition you are offering at loss, and if you are not sustainable, then how you can offer a sustainable product to the garment? So, isme are you satisfied with or having some more queries?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh.
Superb.
Yeah.
Sir, I thought we could ask Rochna, feel free to jump in. I thought we could ask Rochna to share some of her collections and the ethos behind the collections, the thought process behind her creation. I know we've touched on this, but I would like to give the floor to you for that. Rochna,
Sorry, I'm into customization, so honestly, with their own shopkeepers, actually, they would match the large of the sun the color, so everything was from customer to customer, and I also kind of help them understand because it's very difficult for us to also make them understand because it's very easy to understand both and it's very difficult to understand it. So when I say so that people who come and tell me that I need the pump, let's start. But there's a whole lot of technicality which goes wrong. So obviously that cannot be solved. But so that's how there's a lot of things that go into making each garment. And I can just show you a few garments that I've done, especially the customization process. So let me just share. So this was the most recent garment that we've done using HimGra. Okay. So the client wanted to pockets, and this is a Mishri Jain garment. And this was another customer. This was a customized piece. So the blue color which you can see, it is again this choice back yarn which is being used. Along with that, I've also used muslin cotton yarn and some wood also. So kind of included the other natural fibers along with that. So best. And this was another piece which we did. So so this was another piece. So basically, we did this. I did a prototype in the studio. Yeah. So.